you an active stock market investor? Well, then you know these three key words: buy, sell, hold. Those three magic words can make or lose you money in the stock market. What if we can show you a time-tested tool that's been helping stock market investors succeed for over 30 years? It's called VectorVest, an amazing system designed to make smart investing easy. The VectorVest system analyzes, sorts, and ranks over 19,000 stocks every day and tells you when to buy, what to buy, and when to sell any stock to maximize your profits in less than 10 minutes a day. And if you call right now, you can test drive our amazing VectorVest system risk-free for 30 days for just $9.95.
800-584-2519. 800-584-2519. 800-584-2519. That's 800-584-2519.
Hi, I'm Dr. Robert Clapper, Chief of Orthopedic Surgery at Cedars-Sinai Medical Group in Los Angeles, California. Dedicated to your health, your life, and your sports. As a weekend warrior, you know about sports injuries and pain. Exercise is an important element in keeping your body's core in good shape to minimize sports injuries. But when you are in pain, there is one product that I recommend to my patients, and that is Blue Goo Gel. Blue Goo consists of a proprietary formula developed specifically for the treatment of inflammation and general muscle aches and strains. I recommend Blue Goo for my patients coping with hip and knee pain before surgery, especially bursitis and tendinitis. Give Blue Goo a try. Call 1-888-330-0123 and you'll receive a 1-week supply of Blue Goo absolutely free. The makers of Blue Goo are even paying the shipping. The number again is 1-888-330-0123. If you want more information on Blue Goo, visit online at www.dothegoo.com.
Now available at select Big 5 stores near you.
Attention business owners, now is the perfect time to start saving money on your cable TV bill for your business. We can give you packages with up to 90 great channels and save your business a ton of cash. And if you call right now, you can learn how to get free equipment and free installation. Now you have choices. It's time to start saving money on your cable TV bill for your business. And call today and get 90 channels plus free equipment and free installation. Smart business owners like you all across the country are consolidating and saving money on their cable TV, internet, and phone service for the business. So now's the perfect time. This may be a limited time offer to the first 100 people that call right now, so please save money and call now.
800-470-7113. 800-470-7113. 800-470-7113. That's 800-470-7113.
Are you saying that I put an abnormal brain into a 7.5-foot long, 54-inch wide gorilla? Is that what you're telling me?
This is the only sports talk show that features a Rhodes Scholar, but he ain't here today. Now, back to Rick Tittle.
Very interesting. Tom Green mentions Henry Rollins. We play a little Black Flag coming back in. I'm sure that was an accident. Anyway, thanks, Brian.
That's great.
Rick Tittle back with Tom Green here coast to coast and around the world on American Forces, and you can see him on our Twitch high-def cams right now. Just look for Sports Byline USA. Tom's in town because he's doing his stand-up set at Cobb's, 1 tonight, 2 tomorrow as well. You know, I saw something, and I made a note to remember to tell you. Did you know that there's a Tom Green County in Texas?
I did know that. I've been there.
You have been there.
Yeah.
I figured you would know that.
Yeah. When on my show on MTV, we would drive around everywhere and with our camera crew. So we drove to Tom Green County and went to the Tom Green County Library. I tried to get a library card. They wouldn't give me a library card because I was not a resident of Tom Green County. I said to the librarian, who was, if you were going to, go to Central Casting and find a librarian, this was the librarian you would have hired to play the
chain
librarian.
on the glasses?
Yeah. And I said, well, I'm Tom Green. She said, well, you can't get a library card. This is the Tom Green Library. I can't get a library card. Tom Green Library. I'm Tom Green. Then walk. I don't know why they do this, but it's always interesting to me. Like like in America, like they've got like prisoners that are allowed to go out for the day and like walk around and get coffee and then go back and stuff.
Furlough.
Yeah. So they had the Tom Green County prisoners, walking out around, and they had like they're literally black and white striped, like
wow.
Right out of like
Central
the
Casting.
Little Rascals kind of like you're a prisoner.
Sure.
Anyway, it said Tom Green County on the back of their prison outfits, and I had some nice interviews with them too. So it was cool. We actually ended up airing that bit on Conan too, so it was fun.
Oh wow, I missed that one.
Yeah.
The reason I knew is because I saw some article about the USS Tom Green County, which was a ship in the Navy.
Okay.
And I thought, what? And so then I had to look, and then I knew it wasn't you, even though you're a citizen. I was actually Confederate general.
I am proud of the fact that they've named a county after me in a Navy ship.
Well, he was so good on SNL, they made Chevy Chase, Maryland. So
Yeah.
you never know when you're going to get a town named after you. There's a college, I don't know if you know Ryan Hamilton, the stand-up comedian.
Yeah.
He's got a Netflix thing now, but he's from Rick's College in Idaho. And I always wanted a hoodie that says Rick's College.
Yeah.
And I thought, I'm going online and buying one. Ha, ha, ha. But they changed the name to BYU Idaho. That's not fun.
No. Maybe you can get an old one.
Maybe I could somewhere.
eBay.
If you look in Napoleon Dynamite, somebody in one scene has a Rick's College shirt.
Okay.
Actually. Yeah,
All right.
if you
Good.
look
Well, we'll
back.
find one.
Speaking of Napoleon Dynamite, and this has nothing to do with him, but it kind of reminded me with him is your buddy with Harlan Williams, right?
Yeah, Harlan is
How
one
is
of my
Harlan
best friends
doing?
in the entire world. Harlan is amazing. I mean, Harlan is always doing great.
Mm-hmm.
So, I started doing stand-up comedy when I was 16 years old, and it was because of Harlan.
It was.
And Norm Macdonald, who you also mentioned.
Yeah.
I would go to Yuck Yucks in Ottawa and as a fan of those two guys, and it was just incredible. I mean, back in the 80s, there wasn't. First of all, stand-up comedy was a new discovery for me. I was a kid, and then to discover stand-up comedy and discover it through Harlan Williams and Norm Macdonald when they were in their 20s, was an exciting. I feel like I actually was very lucky to have been there, because these guys were just hungry at the time. They still are, I'm sure, but they were just hungry and on fire and young and just had energy, and they wanted to be crazy, and then it was just amazing to watch, and it made me realize that's what I wanted to do. And so here I am, 31 years later since I started doing stand-up, but really. I never really toured like I'm touring the last 10 years,
Right.
It was always sort of in the back of my mind when I was doing my show on MTV, when I was, kind of doing broadcasting school. I'd stopped doing stand-up at that point and kind of sort of regretted it and felt bad that I wasn't doing it. And
Well, you had movies and TV.
and the whole time I was kind of thinking, I kind of wish I'd kept doing stand-up. So about 10 years ago, I started back into it again, and it was the best decision I've made in my life. I mean, I've literally toured the whole world. I did an Asian tour this year. I was just in Hong Kong and Tokyo and Vietnam and all over Thailand, Philippines. World, it's great. And then when it's always kind of a interesting thing for me, because a lot of these, like you mentioned a minute ago, where I was yelling at a garbage can when I was 16 years old, right? And I kind of think to myself, how did you even see that? I mean, I don't think that aired on MTV even. That was
on YouTube.
probably on YouTube. And so it's just kind of it's become kind of a bit of a strange and surreal thing for me in my life, because I'll go to Israel for the first time to do stand-up last year. And, I'll be walking down the street and someone will come up to me and they'll say, Daddy, would you like some sausage or something like that? And I'm just thinking, like, how did this happen to me, that I can go anywhere in the world and people reference all these little things? So it's kind of exciting and fun. I mean, just doing stand-up itself, I love being on stage. But then I just interact with people all over the world has been a real pleasure, and I feel grateful for that. Because I can't go anywhere really in the world now without just sort of striking up a conversation with someone on the street. It's awesome. Now I was just on the show Big Brother. I was just on Celebrity Big Brother. And so now that's kind of like got a whole new audience of people that were, maybe I wasn't on their radar, they weren't really, maybe they didn't know who I was. There's this Big Brother's got this huge sort of cult following. And I had a really interesting time on that show, because, I don't know, it's a strange show. I don't know if you know what how the show works, but, you got to live in a house with a bunch of people, and they take your phone away, and it's strange, but so it's been cool. It's been cool. It's a good thing. I talk about Big Brother in my stand-up show. I have fun with that, and it's been an interesting year.
And the president yelled at you for getting drunk with Dennis Rodman.
Yeah, so I've done a few of these shows. I did the Celebrity Apprentice with the President of the United States. And I've done Celebrity Big Brother with Anthony Scaramucci. So I'm right in there in the politics.
I love the way we're running out of time here, unfortunately, but I love the way you do crowd work. And it's funny because you mentioned Harlan. He'll find a girl and call her my raspberry crumble cake, my sea breeze. I always love these things he throws out. But for you, remember I was sitting in the front row at Cobb's a couple of years ago, and it was cool. You came out, you gave me a little wink. I appreciate that. And you didn't pick on me, which was nice. But the couple next to me, you say, is this your wife? And oh, it's just a friend. And you got down on your stomach and you went, he's just a friend, 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 he's just a friend. And I was trying to tell somebody, I'm like, if I do that, if you do that, that's not funny. But when you do that, everyone was dying. It's just, how much do you like doing that crowd work like that?
I love the spontaneity of it. When you do stand up, like, you'll have material that you're working on, you have material that you've done for years, and you've got to kind of change it up for yourself personally. And so what I like to do is sort of mix sort of crowd interaction in between my material when I'm performing, and I think the audience senses that too. To me the trick with stand-up is making everything feel like it's spontaneous. Even if it's a joke you've told 100 times, you want it to feel like it's just coming off the top of your head. So when I weave in real moments with the crowd, I think it really helps with that illusion. But yeah, it's just to me it's makes it more exciting just doing stand-up when you're pulling stuff out of thin air. When you're laughing yourself at something as you're hearing it for the first time yourself is fun.
And if you go to enough comedy shows, you can kind of know when the set gets back on rails, and that is kind of a thin line to let the audience know, like, okay, now he's back into the stuff he's been doing all year. And yeah, if you can pull it off and make it look like you just thought of it, I mean, that is a skill.
Yeah, I try to make it sort of blend together. So, I think that's really I think sometimes I see comedians, younger comedians too, but a lot of people do this. I think they just sort of aren't thinking about what they're saying when they say, "Oh, that joke is." They'll refer to things as a joke. I never really like to reference anything as a joke or that one didn't work, because then basically you're telling the audience that you've thought of it before.
Wow.
So it's a subconscious thing that I think then registers with everyone's head. Oh, he's going through some set.
What? Some comedians come out. Okay, I'm trying new stuff for 10 minutes. Let's see how it goes.
Yeah. Well, I'll do that. I will do that when I'm actually trying new stuff, because sometimes you got to do that. I actually might do. I'm planning on doing that this weekend. A bunch of new ideas. I actually might bring notes, but that I'll make it clear that stuff, so that So basically, I'm contradicting exactly what I just said. But I don't normally do that though. So
I always love when you come in. Thanks a lot. I really appreciate it.
Thanks, Rick. Awesome.
The great Tom Green, Cobb's Comedy Club. He has his show tonight. He has 2 tomorrow. Come on back.